how do you even begin to measure chaos? Today, we're pitting 7 of animation's most unhinged minds against each other to definitively crown the most destructive character of all time. We're judging them on 2 key things. First, the dangerousness, the sheer scale of their destruction, the body counts, the collateral damage, and the existential threats they casually create. Second is unpredictability, how erratic they are, how impulsive, and their uncanny ability to escalate any situation to its most absurd and violent conclusion. Get ready for a 7-level descent into madness. The countdown starts right now. Coming in at number 7, the foundation of our chaos pyramid, is the OG of animated sitcom, Homer Simpson. Homer's chaos is unique. It's not born from malice, but from a perfect storm of breathtaking stupidity, next-level laziness, and an impulsive nature that makes a toddler look thoughtful. Homer's chaos is the chaos of pure negligence. He's a walking workplace safety violation who's caused nuclear meltdowns through sheer incompetence and, just as accidentally, saved Springfield from nuclear meltdowns. He dumped a silo filled with pig crap in an already overpolluted lake, all because Lard Lad Donuts were giving out free donuts and he didn't want to miss out. This lake was already so polluted that it had mutated three-eyed fish swimming in it. This impulsive laziness leads to the entire town of Springfield being isolated and trapped under a giant dome put there by the EPA because the town is an environmental hazard. Homer's dangerousness isn't in deliberate body counts, but in the accidental calamities he leaves behind. He once got irate with the sanitation department after he missed trash day, screaming at them as they drove past that they were trash-eating stink bags. After they cut off his service, leaving rubbish to pile up in and around his house, Homer runs for commissioner, makes wild promises that someone else can do it when talking about people having to take out their trash, and ultimately wins. He then blows the city's entire annual budget in 1 month. His solution to this was even worse, allowing other cities to bury their trash in Springfield mines, which built up so much that ultimately the entire town had to be physically moved 5 miles down the road. He didn't just ruin the town, he forced a full-scale relocation. And let's not forget his family. His signature move with Bart is strangulation. He promised his own father a kidney after it was his fault in the first place that Grandpa's kidney burst because he refused to pull over the car. He then left Grandpa on the operating table because he got cold feet. He even let Marge take the fall for a DUI when he was driving. However, Marge had had so much to drink she didn't remember anything and ultimately ended up in rehab. Homer's chaos is like your drunk uncle at a wedding. Messy, destructive, and deeply embarrassing, but there's rarely a plan. He's the baseline for animated chaos, which is why he sits safely at the bottom of our list. At number 6, we escalate from accidental incompetence to gleeful, nonsensical destruction with Peter Griffin from Family Guy. If Homer's chaos is a slow-motion car crash, Peter's is a high-speed pileup. Peter's chaos is defined by its absolute randomness and its total detachment from morality and basic human decency. Take his epic long-running brawls with Ernie the Giant Chicken. These fights aren't just slapstick. They level city blocks, derail trains, and cause untold millions of dollars in property damage. And why? It all started over Ernie giving Peter a coupon that had expired. That's literally it. The whole thing. The entire ongoing fight with Peter and the Giant Chicken is over an expired coupon. Peter never asked for an explanation. He just launched right into a physical fight. You never know what's going to set Peter off. He might randomly decide to start his own country, Peoria, then start causing all kinds of trouble while claiming diplomatic immunity, declare war on the United States, and invade his neighbor's yard to steal his pool. Or he might get so jealous over a rope toy that he gave his dog Brian that he ties it to his car and drags Brian down the street, swerving wildly, smashing Brian into numerous mailboxes, and ultimately smashing his head into a fire hydrant, breaking his nose, and resulting in him being hospitalized. When he won the lottery, he didn't just enjoy it. He forced his friends into humiliating acts for his amusement, like smearing ice cream all over their face or doing dances while he shoots a BB gun at them. Peter drives drunk in countless episodes. He accidentally helped terrorists blow up the Quahog Bridge. He's even accidentally blown up a children's hospital when trying to impress his boss Angela for a promotion. He was trying to blow up a competitor's beer billboard, but accidentally blew up the hospital instead. At first, he was mortified, until the billboard caught on fire, at which point he says, "All right, everything worked out," and doesn't seem to even care that the hospital is on fire.
Oh my God, this is horrible. Oh God. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, good Lord, save them. Bless their Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go.
Peter has shot pretty much every one of his friends at various times, and even briefly became a meth dealer, along with the rest of the family, all because they stumbled upon a meth lab on a farm. And another time, he became addicted to meth just to pass time because he was upset that Meg was being a surrogate so her gay friends could have a baby. Peter's chaos is rooted in a profound selfishness and an astronomical impulsiveness with no concept of consequences. His actions are more violent than Homer's, but they're often contained within the absurdist logic of Quahog. That keeps him from climbing higher, but make no mistake, living in Peter's world means accepting that a casual disagreement could end in some absurd consequence. Crashing his way into number 5 is the world's most dangerous spy, Sterling Archer. Here, the chaos turns professional. Unlike Homer and Peter, whose mayhem is a side effect of their family lives, Archer's chaos is his job. He's a highly trained, perpetually drunk instrument of destruction, armed with a license to kill and a bottomless expense account to cover the damages. Archer's dangerousness is easy to quantify. As a field agent, his on-the-job body count is in the hundreds. But the real Archer chaos is that he's just as dangerous to his allies as he is to his enemies. His alcoholism is a huge factor. He has a habit of getting blackout drunk on missions and going on what he calls a rampage, where he might shoot up everything in sight, start a full-on brawl over an insult, or crash a car or plane or any other vehicle just because he's too busy arguing with someone. He'll even stop in the middle of a fight to make inappropriate jokes and even fight his own team members, like the time he was beating up Cyril in the episode The Honeymooners because he interrupted his fake honeymoon with Lana. His unpredictability comes from a toxic cocktail of mommy issues, substance abuse, and an ego the size of a planet. He'll abandon a mission for a drink, or even because he isn't wearing the right clothes for the mission. He does both these things in the episode Skytanic when he comes across a bomb while dressed in a suit and bow tie saying, "I have to go get my turtleneck. I'm not defusing a bomb in this." What makes Archer so chaotic is that he's incredibly good at his job. He's a highly skilled killer who applies that skill with the emotional maturity of a teenager. He's more chaotic than Peter because his actions have real-world international consequences. Still, he is, at least in name, on the side of the good guys, which puts a very slight leash on his destructive potential. For that reason, he's our number 5. At number 4, we leave the realm of chaotic humans and enter a whole new dimension of anarchy with Roger, the pansexual alcoholic alien from American Dad. Trapped on Earth, he fights off existential boredom by creating an endless array of personas, each with its own trail of sociopathic destruction. Roger's dangerousness is as varied as his costume closet. As one of his personas, the villain Ricky Spanish, he's so universally hated, which is no surprise when we see a montage of him taking upskirt photos of a nun, defecating in the open chest cavity of a man during surgery, setting a petting zoo on fire with a flamethrower, and literally stealing candy from, well, not a baby, but a little girl. As Jeannie Gold, a charismatic but controlling wedding planner who hires unsavory characters, who are just another of his own personas, to threaten anyone who may upset her perfect wedding plans. One such character threatened to stab Steve and Haley for not getting a good enough gift for the 20-year wedding anniversary of their parents. The body count tied to Roger isn't a single number. It's a sprawling web of murders and vendettas carried out by his hundreds of alter egos. His unpredictability is absolute. One day, he's a peppy office worker in a short skirt trying to scam a company out of money by getting the men to harass him. The next, he's a corrupt cop taking kickbacks from criminals. The day after, he's a clean energy expert who blows up the town's gas stations, ultimately setting fire to the entire town. His motives are completely random and often nonsensical. Roger's chaos is more profound than Archer's because it's not tied to a mission. The only thing holding Roger back is that his chaos is often limited by his need to keep his existence a secret. The Smith family acts as his reluctant and mostly ineffective anchor. Without them, Roger would be a planet-wide disaster, easily earning his spot at number 4. We've officially crossed the halfway point and the chaos is ramping up. We've seen negligence, absurdity, professional recklessness, and personality-driven mayhem. Before we reveal our top 3, we want to hear from you. Who do you think is taking the top crown? Drop your predictions in the comments, and if you're enjoying this dive into animated anarchy, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the final verdict. Breaking into the top 3 is South Park's own Randy Marsh. Randy elevates chaos from a personal failing to a town-wide catastrophe. He doesn't just stumble into disaster. He chases it with a single-minded, tequila-fueled passion, dragging all of South Park along with him. Randy's dangerousness is on a societal scale. This is the man who got so into taking his shirt off and fighting other dads at his son's Little League games that he started training for it like a pro athlete, getting up early and eating eggs. Granted, he was also drinking beer, but hey, it was an improvement. When Randy finds out medicinal marijuana is legal in his state, with a doctor's referral, he immediately goes about trying to give himself cancer by sunbaking, smoking, shooting himself with an x-ray machine, eating processed foods, and ultimately microwaving his junk that gives him such enlarged testicles that he has to carry them around in a wheelbarrow. But his masterpiece of chaos has to be Tegrity Farms. Randy was called into school after it was discovered his daughter bribed a recess monitor to let her vape by sending him a photo of her butthole. It turned out to be a dog's butthole, but the damage was done, and Randy was outraged. He ranted about how South Park had lost its way, so he impulsively quit his job, sold their house, and bought a hemp farm an hour away from the kids' school with zero regard for how much his family hated it. When Big Vape knocks on his door wanting to do business, he angrily refuses. But when his son Stan gets in trouble for having a vape, he has had enough and goes on a rampage at the Big Vape store, punching everyone in his path before blowing up the store. His unpredictability is legendary. Randy's mind is a minefield of terrible ideas. One minute he's a geologist, the next he's secretly the pop star Lord performing fishnets. His commitment to a bit is absolute and terrifying. What puts Randy above Roger and Archer is the sheer scale of his impact. Roger creates chaos through many personas, but Randy does it all as one man. Archer's chaos is a side effect of his job. Randy's chaos is just him. At number 2, we have our runner-up from the same universe, Eric Cartman. Cartman isn't just chaotic, he is a prodigy of evil. His chaos isn't random. It's calculated, cruel, and meticulously planned. He is a master of sadistic psychological warfare. Cartman's dangerousness is terrifying because it's personal and deeply malicious. He doesn't just cause property damage, he orchestrates human suffering for his own petty satisfaction. His list of atrocities is legendary. The most infamous, of course, is when he tricked his bully Scott Tenorman into eating chili made from the ground-up remains of his own parents. All because Scott scammed him out of $16.12. This wasn't an impulse. It was a complex, convoluted plot involving training a pony to bite off penises, manipulating multiple people, including Scott's favorite band, Radiohead, setting up a chili cook-off, and culminating in a horrifying confession in front of everyone of the entire plan right after Scott finishes a bowl of what Cartman calls Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili. His unpredictability comes from the depths of his depravity. In one episode, he faked having Tourette's so he could swear at his teachers and scream anti-Semitic phrases at his Jewish friend Kyle without getting in trouble. In another, he pretended to be disabled to compete in the Special Olympics to win $1,000, only to come dead last at everything. He started a ginger separatist movement after his friends tricked him to make him think he was ginger, planning to execute all non-ginger kids in a pool of lava. He exploited crack babies for profit by filming them fighting over crack and posting it to the internet, and seriously, the awful list just goes on and on and on. Cartman represents a more insidious chaos. It's not about explosions, it's about the methodical destruction of morality and empathy. While Randy brings a town to its knees with stupidity, Cartman's chaos is a targeted strike designed to inflict maximum psychological trauma. He weaponizes social issues, manipulates his friends, and exploits the vulnerable. He's second on this list only because his evil, as vast as it is, is largely confined to planet Earth. Our number 1 has no such limitations. And now, at number 1, the undisputed, uncontested, and scientifically proven greatest threat to his universe, and every other one, is Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Rick is a nihilistic, dimension-hopping super genius whose destructive potential is quite literally infinite. Rick's dangerousness is on a cosmic scale. The other characters destroy towns or societies. Rick destroys entire realities by accident or for fun. He once made everyone near Morty obsessively in love with him after a slight oversight when making a love potion. In an attempt to fix it, he accidentally turns everyone into half-human, half-praying mantis creatures. A second attempt to fix it turned everyone into grotesque Cronenberg monsters. His third attempt at fixing it? He didn't. He just abandoned that reality and slid into a new one where he and Morty had just been blown up and died. He then forced his grandson to drag his own mangled corpse into the backyard and bury it. That's not just chaos, it's existential horror. His inventions are instruments of ultimate chaos. He created a pocket universe just to power his car battery, enslaving an entire civilization in the process. His Operation Phoenix protocol, a protocol that means he instantly respawns on death, means he can never truly die, making any consequence for his actions meaningless. He dismantled the Galactic Federation, a reality with every version of himself in it, not through a war, but as part of an elaborate prank to escape prison and get more Szechuan sauce. Yeah, you heard that right. It was all because he wanted Szechuan sauce. In this episode, one version of himself threatened to kill Summer, his granddaughter. Rick points out how pointless that is because he has infinite grandkids in an infinite number of realities. His casual disregard for life is staggering. Rick's unpredictability is absolute because his intelligence makes anything possible. When you can bend space, time, and reality to your will, the only limit is your imagination. And Rick's imagination is a terrifying booze-soaked landscape of nihilism. In the ever-popular episode Pickle Rick, he turned himself into a pickle just to avoid family therapy. Rick Sanchez is the ultimate chaos agent because he is total freedom combined with total power and zero accountability. He's a bored, drunk, and angry god. He's not just a threat to his universe, he's a threat to the concept of universes, period. He is the undisputed king of this countdown. So there you have it. From Homer Simpson's bumbling negligence to Rick Sanchez's multiversal nihilism, we've journeyed through the 7 levels of animated chaos. We've seen destruction that's accidental, gleeful, professional, pathological, entrepreneurial, malicious, and finally, godlike. But that's our ranking. What's yours? Do you agree Rick is the ultimate agent of chaos, or does Cartman's pure, concentrated evil give him the edge? Did we underrate the sheer destructive power of Peter Griffin? Let us know your full countdown in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more ultimate animated showdowns. Until next time, try not to Cronenberg your own reality.